Hello everyone and welcome to Living the Life. How is your day going?
Hope you are smashing those goals one day at a time. Those are your goals for the year, Abigail.
Yeah, there are so many. There are so many. But then they say you don't have too many, at least 3 at a time, don't pack in too much, yes, and then break them down to daily goals, and you keep going. But it's so amazing how sometimes we write those goals, pray over them, and we don't do anything about them, especially women, mothers especially. Now let me focus on that. We have a lot of excuses. I used to have a lot of friends that told me, I'm writing this anthology. She started working when I think after her first child, she said, I'm going to write an anthology, collection of poems and all of that. And then I think I asked her last year, I said, how far with that? with your anthology, your book, how far? And she said, honestly, this motherhood business is not easy. Like she had dumped the manuscript somewhere and she didn't even remember. So it can be tough. So we give excuses, but hey, we can't continue making excuses.
Yeah, for me, goals are great, but you need to make them manageable.
That's it.
You need to make them realistic, because often we have this, I'm sure we mean it when we say it, or we are serious when we are writing down this list of all this ambitious things that we will do, and then you get to August and then you realize that nothing has happened.
Nothing.
So for me, I guess because I'm work or anything for me has to be fun. I need to enjoy it. So when it comes to goals for me, it's in
sporadic.
You can say sporadic is in the execution, but the way I have my list, and it's not necessarily on paper, is maybe 3 blocks of things.
Yes.
And they're fun and colorful.
And then
so
just
in my head, they work that way. But when you just tell me, in January, I will, you know that we will miss March. Nothing has happened. So I guess everyone should know themselves and, zone in on what you need to do in the way that it works for you. Yeah.
Whatever you think your excuses are, wait till you meet our guest who has had to wear many hats, all in the bid to make her dreams a reality. She'll be sharing how she juggled her many roles, and then we'll also delve a little bit into her business. Don't go away. Living the Life will be right back. Welcome back. We have with us in the studio Chinelo Nweke, owner of Dress Island Boutique. She has a 9-to-5 and is a mother of 3. She's an entrepreneur with a passion for providing exciting workwears for career women all over the world, bearing in mind decency and style. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You don't look like a mother of 3.
Oh, thank
you. I tell you. So you're going to tell us the secret after this time, after we're done. All right. So we're going to go into our questions. Okay. Now, you have a 9-to-5, all right? And I know to some women, having a 9-to-5 is a tall order. Like, you're asking me, I have a 9-to-5, and you want me to do something else. How are you able to navigate? I mean, why did you venture into this extra business when you already have a 9-to-5?
Okay, first of all, there is something called passion.
Yes.
Your passion is there in you. It drives you. It helps you to know at what point in time to move. And then before then, I will say sincerely that I had my business before I started my 9-to-5 job.
Oh, okay.
But there was a point in my family where we had a low financial crisis. Okay. And I looked back at my husband. I saw the way the guy was hustling, trying to take care of me. And I told myself, I have to do something. Wow. And then, plus my passion, plus the fact that the purpose of God for my life is to be a helpmeet to my husband. I can't just sit down doing nothing. Yeah. So I had to take up that purpose, that blessing, the will of God, and then carry it out through business. So I said, let's go, let's do this.
Awesome, awesome. I like the vibe. Yes, we're meant to bring help to our spouses.
Yes.
Now, how are you able to balance your many roles? You're a mother of 3, and then you have to still go to work, and then run your business. And I see you model your own clothes by yourself. That's awesome, How do you do that?
That part is solely to the glory of God. It's just the grace of God, honestly, because I work, and I do business and I have 3 children at home I have to take care of, and I model my clothes. Yes. So the part of modeling clothes is the passion in me because I just enjoy doing it. But as for my work, you know, this is the 21st century. Having an online business, having a phone, your internet, you can do anything with your phone. You can be in the office, you can just be coming out from the boardroom meeting, and then you're like, I haven't posted this. I've posted it, and then write a caption. Some people might think you're even in the shop. They just rush to the store, and then they don't find you. So, and as for the home front, I thank God for my husband, because sometimes I'm like, hello, have you guys, I call my help, have you guys done this? Oh, God just called, oh, we've done. Oh, praise God. And I'm like, so he's a wonderful guy. He's been supportive. So I just thank God for the grace of God. Oh. It's a lot of hard work, but God's grace.
Yes, it's a lot of hard work. Yes, you can say that again. And that's a cue, the tip. This is now the online world. So anything you can do a lot just with your phone.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when you decided to start business, what were the first 4 steps you took?
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure our audience would like to know that.
Basically, I might not be able to put them in steps like you just mentioned, but I would say that first of all, I started volunteering.
Awesome.
I didn't have the means, so I had to volunteer. So I started volunteering. I had to meet a friend of mine who was selling shoes, and I met her. I told her, I could sell these shoes for you, please. And you know, when you want to do something, God just helps you pave the way. So God gave me the grace to meet her, and God did the connection for me. So I met her, and I begged her. She gave me her shoes. That time we're using BlackBerry. I would use the BlackBerry phone. I would post them, and then God was bringing the customers. They were coming, and then we started to start buying from people. Apart from collecting from people to sell for them, I made a little money. My husband contributed, and we started buying from suppliers, not from manufacturers, actually from people who would sell to me. And then the next thing was we opened a store, and then the next one was that I decided to enter into Instagram, you know, penetrate Instagram. But then, for now, that was then when I started. Now, I think the internet will come first before the store. Because my store came first before the internet, but I think the internet will come first now. Because you can be in your house and still do it on the internet. So I had to volunteer. I can't forget the fact that I volunteered. I sold things for people. I humbled myself to ask people that I need them to please give me these things, and I will give them their cost when customers pay, and I take the difference. The integrity matters as well, because when they give you and they know that you're bringing back the money without them having to chase you around my money, then you have a business partner. I thank God.
I'm so excited about your story. I'm serious. Now, I like the fact that you talked about volunteering. You can start. So it's like kind of the person is mentoring you, kind of. Exactly. You know, you just learn and know, you know, the different parts of the business before you start. Now, I've heard people talk about starting a business with 0 kobo. What's your take on that?
That's my story, Abigail.
Oh my God.
Dayo, I have this auntie Dayo. She knows about the story. That's my story. I started with 0. When I said, like, the first time I spoke with her, I said, at the point I realized that I needed to be a helpmeet to my husband. I needed to help my husband fulfill that purpose. And then there was no money, there was no means. And then I decided to volunteer. So I started with nothing. As a matter of fact, when I started approaching people to give me goods, God provided more people that brought goods for me without me asking. People would just see me, some people would just say, oh, I have some shirts, men's shirts, can you please help me sell? I said, oh, good. And then in my house, you will see, before I even had a shop, in my house, you would see clothes, shirts, and they were not my money, you know. I'm like, okay, Chinelo, God is great. So you can start a business with 0 naira, as long as you're humble enough to accept that you can beg people. And then integrity, like I said. So it's important. You can start with 0. That's my story, honestly. I can't forget that. I give God the glory.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Now, I hear people say, I feel God is telling me to leave my job to start my own business without any form of planning. How does a zealous entrepreneur balance it all out?
Honestly, Abigail, it seems like you know me well and you actually don't know me, but you're saying so many things that looks like you know me. I've been in that shoes before. I had a lot of pressure at work, and combining it with my business was more pressure. So I actually resigned. I dropped my resignation letter with the HR, and I told them I was no longer working.
Oh my goodness.
My husband came back and said, my dear, you know what? You will go back to work. I said, no. I was so shy. I was so ashamed of myself. Like, how can I go back? Okay, now, this is it. The Lord can speak to you and say you should leave your job. But also remember one thing, apart from the Lord speaking with you, is your business stabilized yet? At that time that I resigned, I thought because I had a shop already that my business was stabilized. So, but now, I know where I am now, and I know that if I leave my job now, even though I'm not planning to, if I leave now, I know that my business is stabilized.
Awesome.
So it's very important for you to be sure that your business is stabilized, first of all, first things first, before you think of moving to the next level.
Great. Now, my last question. What advice do you have for a mother? Because his mothers are really struggling to really juggle all of this together. A mother who wants to start a business, maybe not fashion like you, but feels the weight of so many responsibilities, and she hasn't been able to make a move. She's been saying, I'm going to start, and it's like forever. Just in one sentence, a few words, okay? Cheers.
Start with what you have. Be consistent with it. Consistency is very important. If you post something on Instagram, for example, today, don't wait to post in 2 weeks' time. Start with what you have. If you don't have it, volunteer. But remember, be consistent. It will help you. That consistency is important. Learn. I attended a lot of business classes. You know, I just do extraordinary things. I go to the main road on the express shouting, Dress Island Boutique, and people cast passing by wondering, is she mad?
Oh my God.
And then it catches attention. Do you get? So be consistent. Be innovative, you know, and God will help you. With God's grace, everything is fine.
Oh my goodness. This was, I enjoyed every part of this interview. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure you're going to come back because people are going to call and say, we want to hear more. We want to hear more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, there you have it. Throw away all those excuses and make every day count. Is there anything we left out? Not to worry. Simply send us your questions via email, livingthelife@cbnnigeria.org, and we'll be sure to get the answers to you. Now, I know that in our bid to smash those goals and maximize the opportunities that God brings our way, we can sometimes get in our own way by allowing stress take its toll on our health. But as the saying goes, now passing where they feel sure, meaning it's only when you're healthy that you're able to eat. So if your goal is to become a healthier version of you, after the break, Dr. Mego and Dr. Kennedy will be on your case. Don't go anywhere. Living the Life will be right back after this time out.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on the Doctors in the House segment on the Living the Life show. Today we're going to be talking about stress, how it affects us and what we can do about it. Dr. Kennedy, you are a doctor. I hear that you guys are really extremely stressed. Like, have you been stressed before?
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I think stress is something that everyone faces at, will I say some point, or every point in life, you have that point where you're stressed out about one thing or the other. And stress on its own is actually a mental or physical strain, usually due to some form of internal or external pressure.
Yeah. So what actually causes stress to different people?
All right, the mind basically controls the body. So someone who is not mentally aware or mentally prepared for life. Then the second thing are the external factors. I mean, you look at work. People could get stressed from work. People get stressed from family. A woman could just give birth and then she's just so stressed, taking care of the child.
Pregnancy,
everything. Pregnancy, I talked about the child. So pregnancy alone is stressful, yeah. You're pregnant and then there are some homes where the wife is actually expected to just prepare food for the family.
And do everything.
Everything.
No, so what do we do, like, if someone is stressed, what are the kind of things, how do we cope with stress? How do we handle, what are the ways in which we can handle stress?
Okay, so answering that, I'll start again from inside out. You have to have a right mental attitude, all right? And that comes from information. All right, our mind is built from information we receive. For example, you have a lady who is stressed out about, she just gave birth and then everything is just coming to her, and then she's like, oh my God, how can I handle it? Information is very important. First of all, a person needs to know, okay, I'm not alone in this. Talking to someone could help really. You could talk to your spouse, I mean, talk to your friends. Yeah, if you're all alone, I mean, you could talk to God, I mean, and just...
I think also setting time for yourself, setting time aside for yourself, and then setting enough time to be able to sleep, get rest, eat well, and take care of yourself. But then practically on a daily basis, we'll just leave you with some tips that you can use to cope with stress. And one of them, and one that I particularly like, is meditation. Meditation has helped all sorts of people, even people that may not be Christians. And so I like to meditate on scriptures that are uplifting. For example, when you're worried about what direction your life is going, and I think about the scripture that says that the thoughts I have towards you are good and not of evil, to give you an expected end, to give you a future and a hope. And then you meditate on those things. Another thing that I do that I learned recently, actually, that helps me is breathing, relaxation breath.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm just going to quickly do a short demo so that you can learn how to do that. And it does help. Some people laugh it off, but it does help if you do it well. And so it's you basically breathe in through your nose while you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold for 1, 2
minutes.
And then you exhale while you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you do it again and again until you feel the calm return. So Dr. Kenneth, we're going to do a small demo. So let's and then other things you can do, like you were talking about the mind, maintain a positive attitude.
Excellent.
Exercising.
Exercise is actually really important. Just taking walks, jogging, because one really important thing that it does for you is that it helps.
Abigail, I know you are always up to something, so you could be stressed sometimes. So I want you to practice what you've just learned. Breathe in, I'm counting.
Really, you're not serious.
Breathe in, I'm counting.
Let's do it together. It's been more fun.
No, but you won't know whether I'm getting it right or not because you are in that breathing mode. So you don't know
let me
watch
count.
you.
Count.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
no problem.
Breathe in. 3. Breathe out. You didn't get it. That's like,
no, are you in my
go gradually and then I can't.
I went. It was.
Oh, you missed it,
was
girl.
gradual.
No, you have to go and practice.
You're supposed to ask me, did I get the results they got? Did I feel
get
relaxed?
The results?
Yes.
I don't think.
Why don't you believe me?
Now on to some fun stuff. Do you know that Nigerians are a very interesting set of humans? We are simply amazing, if I do say so myself. Here's Loud Voice with some good jokes about Nigerians. Enjoy.
All right, people. My name is Loud Voice, CFR, comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All right, I just want to say 1 or 2 things to you today. If you miss your way somewhere like Abuja, Lagos, and Benin, it's actually easy to find your way back to where you're going to. For Lagos, if you miss your way and you go to ask a Lagos conductor where you are going to, my brother, you will lose more. I was staying in Lagos before. My house was just in Yaba, adjacent Unilag. A friend was coming to see me. He called me and said, Loud Voice, are you home? I said, yes, I'm home. He said, give me your address. I just gave him something very simple. I said, I stay adjacent Unilag. He went to meet a Lagos conductor. He said, Egbon, mo ń lọ sí adjacent Unilag. The guy said, adjacent abi. Oya wọnú mọ́tò, Ajah ló ń lọ yẹn. He took the guy to Ajah. After 4 days, I went to pick that boy adjacent their village. You know, those days in churches, when they want to recite a hymn, there's one elderly man that usually stands in front. He will say it, people will sing along. For example, he might say, trust and obey. The whole church will sing out, trust and obey, for there's no other way. For there's no other way. There is one man that normally does this in our church. It's an elderly man, so we all respect him. But this particular day, this man forgot his glasses at home. It was more or less like a default setting, that when this man opens his mouth to say anything, now him. The man just came out. He was trying to explain to us. He said, my eyes are bad, I cannot see. The whole church started singing, my eyes are bad, I cannot see. He said, I lost my spectacles. He said, I lost my spectacles. He said, you fool, why are you singing? You fool, why are you singing? He said, this is pure nonsense. This is a pure nonsense. Papa say, oh God. The whole church holla, oh God. Thank you so much, people. I'll see you when I see you. God bless you.
Yeah, I don't know. And just are really very funny. They'll see you coming back from somewhere, like you've come, say you don't come. No, I did go.
I never come. But the one he said about direction, that's funny. That's just typical Nigeria.
Yes.
We don't
know.
It's not enough to go with number 4 Cole Street. It's not enough.
No.
Cole Street has to be by the dustbin, by
They're
the
trying to give you
madman, by
landmarks. So that you don't miss your way.
But they're usually useful. You will usually find the dustbin and madman and all those many things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have some quotes here on maximizing your potential, your life, and all of that. So I'm having 3 to 4. So you are having 1 to 2.
1 and 2, yes.
1 or 2. So maybe you go first.
Okay. So
You say
the
that you
idea
explain.
is, okay. So there's no heavier burden than an unfulfilled potential. Throw more light on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no joy. And that's what I'm talking about. I talked about an example I gave where there was a woman I know that is experiencing midlife crisis. Because it's as if suddenly at 56 or thereabout, or almost getting to 60, she's suddenly realizing that, hey, there's some, I've not done anything, I've not started. So it's very hard to cope, you know. So if it's a major, I mean, it's like death itself, because you're getting older and you haven't
Been emptied
yes,
yourself.
you've not emptied yourself. You've not made your mark. So I mean, that's not a good thing. And some people die, like literally even die before doing that. But when you are alive and you are not fulfilling, it's like the worst death. Sorry to say that. Yeah. So
it is a heavy burden when you've not fulfilled your potential.
Yes, it's
Okay,
so let me look at the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose. Almost similar to the first one.
I kind of agree with that. The greatest tragedy is not death, but a life without purpose. I kind of agree with that, because imagine going through life. You go through your first decade, okay, we forgive you, you're a child. You go through your second decade, okay, yeah, you've not quite matured. Then your third decade, your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and you don't know what you're about. You might as well die.
Painful. That's painful.
It's not good. Okay, so don't get sidetracked by people who are not on track.
You know, it's easy to look at what's that guy
Everybody
doing.
else is doing.
What are they doing? There's a video, I don't know if you watch it, went viral one time, where someone was trying to like remove stuff like bricks or stones from their own. It's like they had 2 portions of land. And then when he saw that one found gold or something, it's like he left his own and, you know, trying like, that's where the, or the person gave up or too early.
I guess that's where purpose comes in.
Yes.
Because when you know what you're about, you are on track. They may not be on your track. They may be on their own track. So everybody, you know, stay on your lane.
And I think sometimes like the pressure is much. People feel it's not happening as fast as I want it to happen. That's another thing. Patience. Patience is always
needs to have a perfect work.
And the last one, let me just take this last one.
Okay.
Your potential is limitless. Don't hold back. I think that's basically the summary of today. Like, you have potentials that cannot be quantified because it's God-given. You can't exhaust them.
You will agree with me that today was all shades of awesome, but we have to go prepare more episodes of Living the Life for you.
If you want to support the humanitarian arm of CBN, you can simply sign up to become a 700 Club partner by contacting us using the numbers showing on your screen.
By signing up to become a partner, you will be part of those bringing water to whole communities, empowering widows, and sponsoring an orphan's education. And guess what? You can sign up with as little as 1,000 naira or as high as 84,000 naira or 1 million naira if you like.
Yeah, so please make that call now.
It might just be the answer to someone's desperate cry. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.